Hello, thank you for your interest in Parthia. My name is David, and in this video, I'm going to be going over steps to install Mudlet and Parthia onto your computer. You can see that I have the window open to YouTube, this YouTube video, and the reason why I've done that is in the description, we actually have all the links that we need to go through and actually process this installation. So if I go down to the description, I can click Show More to view all these links. The top one is actually just going to be a link to a step-by-step web tutorial on how to do this installation. If instead you prefer to use to read text and images to go through and do the installation, you'd actually want to use this link instead. But since we're going through and showing how to do the installation in this video, we're going to first want to download and then install Mudlet. You can use this link, the second link, and open in a new tab, or you could just open a new tab and go to www.mudlet.org/download. And when that link is open, if you're using Windows, you can actually just click the orange download Mudlet button at the top. If you're using a different operating system, one of these tabs under download for other platforms will already automatically be selected, and you can actually click the link for your operating system that you use. For example, if you're using Mac OS, you would click this link, or if you're using Ubuntu, you'd click this link, or if you're using a different distribution of Linux, then you'd go through and click that link there. Um, I'm, with this, I'm going to be just covering the steps for installing this on Windows. For the other operating systems, it's extraordinarily similar. Very little is different. You download it, and once it's done, you simply click the exe to be able to actually install it. For some reason, if it didn't automatically install, you can actually use the shortcut to run it as well. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go back to our tutorial video. And the reason for that is the bottom of the description has all of the information that we need to create a new connection in Mudlet, which is what we need to do. So I'm going to drag that off to the side so that I can easily copy and paste from this video's description. Now to start a new or create a new profile in Mudlet, I'm just going to go to the bottom here and click New. And then for the profile name, I'm going to use the Eternal City. So I'm going to select that there, copy it, then I'm going to paste it. And then for the server address, I'm going to select game.eternalcity.com. I'm going to copy that and paste it. And under port number, I'm going to copy the 6730 and paste it into port number. After I'm done that, I can click connect. And at this time, you won't be able to log in. So, but to install Parthia, what we're going to want to do is we're going to use this third link where it says you can download Parthia installer from, and I'm just going to click that link to install it. I'm going to tell it I wanted to save it, in this case, in my downloads folder. And I'm going to want to, using my operating system's file browser, I'm going to go to the download location. And in my case, it's in my downloads folder. And I'm going to click this M package. I'm going to drag it over to Mudlet, right where I could see the actual text, and then I'm going to let it go. And once I've seen this appear, it means that the installer's been successfully installed. And I'm going to want to actually just close and then reopen Mudlet. And then I'm going to just allow a new connection to run. And when that occurs, the installer is going to automatically install Parthia to the most up-to-date current release. Not beta, but just the most up-to-date current. Make this maximize this window. And when you first install it, these mapper errors will come up. I won't go in depth and describe what it is, but they actually never will come up for you ever again. And if you would like to get rid of it initially, all you actually have to do is just click connect and click connect connect again, and it'll push those errors up off the screen. So now you would actually be ready to go through and actually start using a Parthia. But one thing that I did want to go over is a couple of the help or standard features with it. If it's the first time you're using Parthia, you can actually just type help, and it's going to give you information about either the tutorials on the game, like a newbie's guide, how to create characters. I won't go into depth on those here, but largely these just simply point back to the wiki site that's maintained by other players, and there's a lot of information on it. And because of how robust the information is on that wiki site, one thing I've done with the help command is if you have a question about the game, and you don't want to try to dig in or go to the Eternal City Discord site and ask questions, you can actually search the wiki just by typing help, and then something after. So like let's say I wanted to do a search about damage. I can type help damage, press enter, and it will actually automatically open up a Google search for me on all of the areas where damage appears on the game. So this could be true for maybe, let's say um, I want to look up information about staves, then I can look up information about staves within the game. Um, and then and it doesn't have to be a singular word. So it could be multiple words, like let's say one handed X, and I can get some information on one-handed axis from the wiki site itself. And then you'll see here that in the help area, there's this help client, and that's going to show you that Parthia is actually the main help command for Parthia itself. So if you type in Parthia and press enter, it's going to give you some information for help options about the game itself. Again, I won't go into depth on these, but you can start actually clicking these if you are curious about it, like maybe you're curious about the automation system. You can go here. It'll show you all the commands of the automation system. And again, everything that is blue, you can actually click. So that's information about the health system. And if I'm going to go over just a couple of the brief options for displays, um, everything that you see here is customizable. For example, if I want to change the size of these windows, you can see, for example, how this is kind of scrunched in because I had it on a half screen before. So let's say I want to make that bigger. If I go to where these windows, top windows and bottom windows meet, and I go just to the left, this arrow will appear and it says right click and drag to resize. So if I right click it and I actually drag it, it'll actually resize these windows to whatever size it is that I want them to resize to. I can do the same on the other side. So if I want to make the automation and interrupt windows a little bit bigger, I can do that. And let's say I don't like where the map is, and maybe for some reason I want to move it to another pane. If you mouse over it, you can see it says right click and drag to move the tab. If I right click it and I drag it up here, it'll actually move it up to there. So there's the map, there's the compass, and now they share the same tab, so you can't see them both at the same time anymore. You have to click them to be able to view one or the other. So I'm going to click the map. I'm going to drag it back down there. There is a settings area, and it just gives you some basic brief settings. Um, but the real robust one for the settings is actually going to be the Parthia command itself. Yeah, so again, thank you for your interest in Parthia. My name's David. If you do have any questions, I'm going to add a link to our to the Parthia Discord. Feel free to ask any questions. If you have features you'd like to see added to Parthia, feel free to ask for feature additions as well. But again, third time, thank you for your interest and have a good day. Bye.